So today, we're gonna rotate the tires on my Ford F-150. The reason we want to rotate the tires to make sure they all get even wear on each other and no cupping. Cupping would be if they got rounded off in here. We want a flat surface on the tire. So we're gonna use the rearward cross method, which is moving the driver's side rear tire up to the driver front side and the driver front side tire to the passenger rear, and same thing for the other side, but we're going to move the passenger side rear up to the passenger side front and the passenger side front tire to the driver side rear to ensure even wear on all the tires. If you don't do this, your tires, like I said before, can get cupped and causing unnecessary wear on the suspension components and loudness and vibrations when you're going down the road. So now that we know what we're going to do, let's get the tools we need to complete the process. So quick update, it's getting dark out and really cold out, so we're going to move this production into the garage. So we're in the garage now. It's nice and light in here, but it is cold. I can see my breath. So anyways, this is pretty much all we need to do the tire rotation besides the air compressor, which I'll show you in a second. Here we have an electric ratchet, extension socket, this goes here, and a 5mm Allen head socket. These all go together, that turns. This is used to take the tire caps off, the plastic caps on the tire to get to the actual nuts. To get that, we have our air impact gun, which will connect to the compressor in a second. For that, we have a smaller extension. These are a little bit harder to get on. That 3/4 inch socket for the lug nuts goes on there. And we're gonna have an air hose go from here to the compressor. We have a jack to jack the front end up and back end. These jacks are going to be used to jack the front end up and keep it there, so we can use the jack on the rear end. And this wood is what we're going to use to keep the rear end up and take the jack out. Last but not least, the coffee. So the first step is jacking the front end up. We're going to do that by using the jack, lifting up this cross member here, and we have our jack stands ready to go to hold the truck up, and we can take the jack down. So let's begin by jacking the jack up. Make sure you're in the middle and start lifting the truck up. We're going to keep going till the tires are in the air. We got one side off the ground. Keep going. Alright, we have both sides in the air. Alright. We're going to go to the lowest point we can, which would be the lower the lower control arm down here. Let's get the camera in there. In there. And they're nice and stable. Let's do it to the other side. Other side, same thing. Get it up. You want to trying to make this as high as you can. Lift it up, see that's gonna be stable. Good. So from now, we can lower the jack. Do it very slowly. And the truck down slow. Alright. Now the truck's front end weight is on the jack here and the jack over there. We're gonna go to the back end now to jack that up. So we're now going to jack the back end of the truck up. We have the front end on the jack stands, tires up in the air right now. So for the back end, we're just gonna jack this up on this jack point here. We have blocks on this side and blocks on that side for safety purposes if the jack does fail. So we're just gonna jack up the rear end, just like the front, until the tires get off the ground. All right, now we can start taking the tires off. To start, we're going to take the hubcaps off of every wheel. We're just going to do it all at once. So we're going to take our electric ratchet and the 5mm, tighten the 2 bolts, and reverse them off. There's one. Now the lug nuts are shown. That's when we're going to use the air ratchet on. That's the first one. I'm going to do it on all 4 now. Okay, so all the hubcaps are taken off. And just one more in the back. All taken off. So the tires are now ready to be taken off. Just one thing to note is not all wheels have the hubcaps on them, so for some it's an easier process. For example, on this truck here, no hubcaps are on it, so you can just go right to the lug nuts to get the tires off. All the hubcaps are taken off. That means we can get right to taking off the tire. Little tip I'm going to do is I'm going to write down where the tire came from, which is the passenger front, so I don't get them confused when I have all the tires off. Yes. That, and take it onto the inside of the wheel. I messed up the tape. Yeah. May not work. So, may not look the prettiest, but it does serve its purpose. So, now for the fun part, we get to use the air tools. Add our air to the in socket in reverse, and take all 6 nuts. It's heavy. Yeah. Alright. That's the first tire. You can see they're starting to mildly cup, so it's a good thing we're rotating them now. So let's get this tire here so it doesn't roll away on us. So that's the first one. I'm gonna go around the truck and take every tire off, and then I'm gonna have them grouped up. And I'm just gonna show where I'm gonna rearrange them to. All 4 tires here taken off. We just have to move them to the new correct spot now. So this was the passenger side rear. That means this tire gets moved up to the passenger front. We're close there for now. Now let's go to continue to get the other tires. What do we have here? Passenger front. That means this tire goes to the driver's side rear. Whoop. It'd be nice to have a cameraman, because doing this with one hand is not the easiest, let me tell you. All right, what do we have now? Driver front. That means we can move this right to the passenger rear. Turn. Get close. Nice. All right. All we have left is the driver rear, which means this tire goes right all the way up to the driver's side front. Going. Get this air hose out of the way. All right. So, tire, and tire. So all we have to do now is mount them up. Now all we have to do is mount every tire, get it on the studs, and put each nut on, and then put the nuts on tight with the Allen pack. I'm only going to show you how to do it on this tire since it's all the same on every tire, just to save some time. And in my opinion, getting the tire back on is definitely the hardest part. Because you have to, very awkward, lift, you have to get close, lift, awkward position since you have to lift and push at the same time. However, there is a trick to this. By putting your legs underneath the tire and lifting up. We got it. So, take your nuts, start by finger tightening them. Make sure they're threaded on correctly. Get them started by hand. Getting them on by hand prevents cross-threading, which would mean the nuts going on not in the threads, and it will be near impossible to take off once you've cross-threaded the nut. Alright. They're about halfway threaded on by hand, so we're going to go slow with the impact, doing on setting 1. When we're making them tight, we're using setting 3. All we're doing right now is just make them a little bit tighter. Before we tighten them, we're going to go to setting 3 now. And make sure you tighten a star pattern, starting from here, here, down, tightening like this ensures that the tires are going to be mounted on flatly and evenly. Alright, so you see the tires on tight, not going anywhere. Just a little shake there was the tie rods. That's for the steering. So anyways, we're going to fully make sure they're all tight. Just going all around a star pattern. You can tell it's tight when this socket here is not moving anymore. That means this nut cannot move any further. Alright, wheels fully tightened, so we can go back and put our hubcap on. Screws, find the holes here. Screw it in with their 5mm Allen head. This only has 2 screws. There we go. Find the threads hole, get it started. This is just plastic and it doesn't need much torque for it to stay. So we're going to go nice and easy on it. Don't want to crack it either. Oh, got a little stuck there. So this tire's on. All we have to do is repeat the process for the 3 other tires. I'm going to do that off camera as it's exactly done the way this tire's done. Okay, so we got all 4 tires back on, mounted, and the truck is ready to be lowered off the jacks. Got the driver front and the passenger rear now. Passenger front and the driver rear. And the driver rear and the driver front now. So it's ready to be let off the jack stands. So we can start by taking the wood safety supports out. then from here, we can just lower the jack down. All right, the back of the truck is now on the wheels. All we have to do is lower the front down now. We're at the front of the truck now. We have to lift the truck back up to get it above the jack stands, and then we're going to take the jack stands out. Okay, truck is lifted up above the jack stands. We can pull those out now. Do that on both sides. Now we can let the jack down and have the truck sit all by itself on its tires. Alright, and that's it. That's how you rotate your tires on a four-wheel drive vehicle. The method we used here today works on all four-wheel drive vehicles. Just stating, however, though, if you do have a front-wheel drive car, you do have to use a different method. So, as we said before, since we rotated the tires today, we're going to have better wear on them, as all tires do wear at some point. They're going to wear more evenly now, though, since we've rotated them. In about 8,000 miles, we're going to rotate them again using the same pattern, and the tires will all be in a different spot. So, it's definitely necessary to do if you want to keep your tires for a longer time, because if we did not rotate these, instead of being flat, they'd start to cup and be more worn down in the middle. Alright, that's it. Thank you for watching.